Hi, I'm Dino Tripodis. What do you do when someone's superstitious nature becomes your burden? Billy Demora, the world's most superstitious Buckeye fan, thinks they can't win unless he's on Whiskey Business tonight. I'm Dino Tripodis, and welcome to Whiskey Business, the podcast not so much about whiskey as it is one with whiskey. A couple things to tell you in just a little bit that are kind of cool that have happened since we last spoke. But tonight, I will admit that I am a superstitious person. I have my superstitions. I like to play certain numbers if I'm participating in Keno. I like to sit in a certain chair at a poker table, etc., etc. But those are, that's just me. And they affect no one but me. Just me. Then there's other people who have superstitions. And what those other people do sometimes is they involve you in their superstitious nature. And unconsciously or accidentally, all of a sudden you get sucked up into their world and realize that in order for them to follow through on their superstitious nature, you have to be a part of their world, at least during football season. Yes, a frequent flyer here on Whiskey Business. Billy Demora is back because another Ohio State football season is on the horizon. And by the time this particular podcast drops next Monday, they will hopefully, thank God, I hope, Jesus, or maybe not. Maybe they'll lose. They will have played Minnesota in a night game on Thursday night. That remains to be seen. If that happens, all hell's going to break loose. Trust me. And I don't know what he's going to want us or need us to do here at Whiskey Business. Maybe we'll be removed from all of it.
That's highly unlikely.
You're banned.
But we'll get to Billy in just a moment. A couple little things of business. We want to thank the Columbus Podcast Awards.
Yeah, baby.
Right there it is. Second year in a row that we won Best Comedy Podcast of the Year. We sincerely thank the Columbus Podcast Awards, our podcasting partners, Evergreen Podcast Network, for having us join their family, and of course all the great people that voted and helped us get this.
Thanks, Mom.
It was thanks, Mom, for voting 10 times.
Yeah, thanks, Cousin Chrissy.
That's obviously the reason we got it. So thank you. We are humbled by it because we honestly didn't think that they would let us win another one after the first year.
That's the best we could do.
But we're thrilled, and it just gives us the incentive to keep on going and doing.
Yeah, that's the truth.
What we do. Also, as we speak, a little bonus edition of Whiskey Business. Whiskey Business presents the half-hour comedy hour is currently out there for you as well.
It's only 15 minutes.
John Whitney playing the engineer on that particular podcast and other stuff as well. That's a little fun little labor of love and laughs that we put together for you as well. And that's available wherever you get the Whiskey Business podcast on YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. In fact, I will let Hansberry do the rest of that business, and then we will get to the business at hand, which hopefully this podcast is going to be titled One MORA Time. MORA standing for Billy Demora. What he doesn't realize yet is that this is not catering to his superstitious nature. Tonight is an intervention. So we'll get to that in just a moment, but Hansberry first.
Yeah, thanks to, Dino, you mentioned Evergreen Podcast. Check them out, evergreenpodcast.com, the network that we're now proud to be members of. You can find out all sorts of information about them and, a smattering of sister podcasts. Mm-hmm. I've never wanted this many sisters in my life, but here we go. Thanks for subscribing on your favorite podcasting app, whether that's iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, pretty much all the major ones nowadays. I know. I think we're just making up names at this point, Billy.
Never heard of any of them.
Yeah.
No.
Thanks, buddy.
You never heard of iTunes?
Oh, I got iTunes.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Okay, he only listens to his podcast. I don't even think he listens to his podcast.
No. It's bad. It's bad luck for him to listen to.
My podcast and give me a critique.
Yeah. Maybe if you actually listen to your podcast, you'd find out how really annoying you are, and then you would realize that we have to stop doing it.
But everybody loves them, so why would I feel annoyed?
You're delusional. We'll get to that as well.
The only reason you win your award is because now I'm part of it.
Oh my God!
I forgot to say that at the opening.
All right. Well,
when I was thanking the Columbus Podcast Awards, I should have also thanked Billy Demora for putting us over the
All
top.
right, but here's the thing with when we're around you, we're not going to have him on next year, and we're not going to win, and we're going to say, God damn it, we should have had Billy on. That's the mentality we get when we're
Stop
hanging
it!
around
Stop
you.
it! You're
I'll come and shoot him. Don't worry.
You're feeding him. You're feeding him.
Okay, all right.
You're feeding into it.
All right,
it's easy to
thanks
do.
for subscribing. Share. Word of mouth is the best promotion that really we can ask for. We have a lot of fun, and we are a comedy podcast, but we have a lot of fun learning about whiskey along the way.
Yes.
Go ahead and smash that 5-star like and review us. Also on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, also YouTube. Whiskey Business with Dino Tripodis. You can see a lot of cool videos that John's wonderfully produced. Also, Whiskey Business with Whiskey Business. I only had one sip.
Hey, watch that.
one little sip.
Watch that.
Whiskybusinesspod.com is where you can find all of it.
Yeah,
including
our
past
website.
episodes.
That's where I go when I find it. I don't know this is stuff.
That's fine. Wherever you want to go. Also, our guest bottles. That is one good thing about Demora coming on the podcast is he brings his own whiskey
thanks, buddy.
for us to try. These will be bottles, I believe, 177 and 178 on the podcast. We've had a little taste of the Bluegrass Distillers Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, but Billy informs me that this is the latest and the greatest from that particular place,
very
right?
good.
This
Yeah,
is
I got
single
it the
barrel.
day before the Derby. Yes.
Yeah, single barrel, right?
Yes.
Yeah, nice blue corn whiskey. We'll talk a little bit about that here in just a moment. And he also, if we wanted to try something else, he brought us, I think he did this for me because I'm a big fan of rye whiskey. I've not had the Corsair dark rye whiskey. So who makes this?
Corsair. They were in Bowling Green, Kentucky. They were on the craft bourbon trail for several years. Then they moved to downtown Nashville, an old historic building, and I visited them there. And that's they're part of my whiskey club that I got their bottles several months ago.
Did you like this?
Yes.
Okay, I'm excited to try this. We're currently sipping on the Bluegrass Distillers Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And what are we looking at, Billy? Tell me a little bit about this before we start
Well, again, this
digging into your neurosis.
blue corn. This is blue corn bourbon. It's made with blue corn. They're 75% blue corn. Most
Is there blue corn in it?
It's blue corn in it, yes. They actually are releasing on Tuesday, because Monday's a holiday. I'm sorry, they're doing Saturday. They're doing the first ever blue corn bottled and bond bourbon.
Oh.
I like the blue. It kind of has a funky rye flavor to my palates. I remember liking the first one, and this one just seems very same palate, but hotter.
It is hotter. It's 125 proof.
Wow. But good, man.
Like I said,
Sweet.
it's a single barrel. I had to reserve this.
The corn's coming right out of the glass.
What color corn is that, by the way?
That'd be blue corn,
Blue
Greg.
corn, yes,
Gotcha.
blue corn.
Just curious.
Bluegrass actually is expanding so much that they're building a new place in Medway, Kentucky, a brand new distillery, much bigger. Right now, if you went into their place, it's the size of Dino's. These last
They're like
two
in
rooms.
downtown Lexington, aren't
Downtown
they?
Lexington, and like a half a storage area. And now they're moving to a bigger place. They're going to expand. They're building a rick house.
Cool.
So they're making more bourbon.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, I mean, aside from being one of my dear friends, despite the fact that you're deeply disturbed, you do know your whiskey. You do know your whiskey, and you always bring nice bottles. So thank you for that much. So we'll have the Bluegrass right now, and you can tell us a little bit more about the Corsair when we take a little sample of that.
It's 125 proof, by the way, Dino. So better
125.
watch out.
You watch out.
Greg, watch
you
out.
two watch out. Both of you. You're small and it
Handsome?
doesn't. Yeah, you're handsome. I'll give you that.
No,
but,
we just got.
I know. And
Just
you're
one finger pours for the people
tall.
at home.
and you can take a little bit more, but
I know. I'm not.
I've got this driver
We're
waiting
not
for me.
seasoned.
yeah.
We're not seasoned.
Yeah, we're not seasoned
not
like you guys.
pickled
Dino.
like me
Yeah.
is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, talking about intervention. Someone who's intervention, not me.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Really? Okay. I'm the one that needs an intervention.
Yes.
Okay.
As long as I'm outside of the conversation for now, we're good.
I'm
like
not
the-
in trouble yet.
It's the slowest guy in the
Still
zombie
waiting on my
podcast.
underwear from you, by the
Exactly
way, from a couple years ago. That's
A
all I
couple
need to
years
say.
ago.
Yeah.
See, when you can say I'm still waiting on my Buckeye, my lucky underwear from Greg from a couple years ago, this is what I'm talking about. This has to stop.
And if we win the national championship, I promise it will stop. I'm going to stop all rituals. I want one more title. I want one more
So
title.
you're telling me that if we could have won the national championship,
I'd have been done.
we would not be sitting here.
Correct.
It'd be over.
Well, no, we'd be doing a monologue or a prologue or whatever the hell
yes,
it is.
see, you're already making extensions.
But no,
to it.
what had nothing to do with it. We could have talked about all the things that happened.
There's nothing left to talk about. We've talked about every one of the superstitions that you have. I'm not going to go back over them again.
New hat coming.
There's a new hat coming. We get the
Here,
debut
John,
of
can you
that.
see that? Well, I'm thinking about maybe buying them those.
Yeah.
This is my night game hat.
You know, oh, wow, that's fancy. Yeah, for those of you
Oh,
who are
look, it
listening
lights
and
up.
can't see the
All right,
video,
hold on.
check
John-
out the video. That's
we're
nice.
multitasking here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
that is
good.
That is fancy.
Yep.
So I'm wearing this to Minnesota because it's a night game.
Yeah,
We
of
get
course.
Unless it rains,
Oh, that
I
makes
can't
sense.
wear it if it rains because I'll get electrocuted.
Short out.
You're not going to get electric.
Well, whatever. I don't wanna
You're
short
not
it out.
going to get electric. It's not plugged into anything.
It's plugged into my
maybe
brain.
It's plugged. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
maybe that needs to be short circuited
Yeah, well,
a little
you never
bit.
know.
Maybe a little shock therapy is exactly what the doctor ordered.
You might like the feeling.
Let's get this
Yeah.
out of the way. All right, the black ones are $5 cheaper. So how do you like those?
Oh, perfect.
Don't,
All right.
Yes, I need large. I need large to extra large because I've been on the
Yeah.
COVID gaining weight because I'm drinking
let's
too much.
see
of
here.
it.
Showing him underwear,
Okay, well,
by the way.
thank you. At least you're admitting that that's the reason you need extra large and
So let's see.
not
your size.
professing.
No,
something
it's
else
'cause
in
I drink every night.
Yeah. Okay. All
It
right.
says 36.38, or is that
Oh,
that
that's
too
perfect.
small?
That's why we're
That's great.
36.38.
36.38.
Yeah.
36.38.
Add to cart.
Okay. Nice.
What time are you leaving from Minnesota?
Oh, for crying out loud.
6:30 tomorrow morning.
Oh, yeah, we'll be here.
Well, no, that'll be
Amazon's
I know.
great.
I have my away game underwear for tomorrow. This is for my
Just
home
a
game. underwear.
repeat of what happened before.
This
He
is
bought
all right,
some
but I'm
underwear
really doing
before,
it. Like,
and he didn't do it last
No,
time.
Brett, I'm actually-
Well,
Billy,
last time it was 2 years ago.
That was well, the last time, 2 years ago. I mean,
I
still.
thought you were going to buy them last time.
No, I'm not
All
going to
right,
buy him
buying
underwear. I'm not buying him anything.
And my wife is going to be pissed, and I'm going to say, Dino made me do it.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
Just say,
Yeah.
tell me I made you an offer you couldn't reuse.
You wouldn't be the first person to use me as an excuse with a
See, I used it
significant
again.
other.
I used the line again.
right,
You
you
didn't
heard
pay
it.
attention.
What?
I just told him, tell your wife I made you an offer you couldn't reuse.
Couldn't reuse.
I just listened to the podcast, the
He-
15 minutes of fame we just had, or whatever it was.
All right.
The half hour
Half hour,
comedy
there's 15 minutes of fame that you said. Right?
That's right.
Half hour comedy hour.
All right, they've
That's
been
only 15 minutes.
Hold on,
long.
here we go. Order.
I'm
here, put that up,
exhausted
Johnny.
already. I really am. I'm exhausted already. Okay, seriously.
All right.
All right. We've
Take
talked
off the
about every superstition you have. There's nothing new on that ground. Anybody that's like, oh, it's there might be somebody they're actually going to say right now, it's that guy again.
It's that guy again.
And
yeah.
they're going to be, and if they actually indulge us and listen, they're going to be hoping that there's something new to add to the mix.
Well, there is a new thing. If we win that championship, we're done. I'm done. It's all over.
No, you said that before.
But we didn't win that championships. I said that before.
I understand.
In the
We've
undies.
lost the
All
last
right,
two playoffs.
all right. So let me just ask.
And I got a new outfit this year. I got a new hat. I got new everything.
Every year you get a new outfit.
Not every year.
Not every year.
I was going to wear the same hat this year, but I left it in a rental car in Baltimore and haven't found it since.
What?
Yeah.
You're slipping.
I know.
You're slipping.
Trust me.
And that's another reason why you should stop.
No,
that's why
damn
we
it.
lost the national champion. Says your best friend Bill DeMattis.
The national championship game was in January. I left the car in May this year.
Okay. All right. But maybe you're slipping. A little
I am. I'm probably something. It's called the COVID. I just drink too much.
because of COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. Not just you in general. Maybe
No.
getting older. You know, it happens. It's all right. None of us.
I'm
None
still
of
as
us.
sharp as a tack.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, a tic tac. Maybe, but not a tack. But okay. So nothing different to really add other than the wardrobe is going to be different, and you have a hat that lights up.
Well, I think my current girlfriend might sit next to me the second game of the year.
Oh, that's big.
That's big. Well, we mentioned that again. Once again,
that's
hate
right.
to recycle. We mentioned the fact that he had caved on that a little bit.
Well, I hadn't caved on it.
What?
I mean, the last.
No, you said you brought it up and said that might happen.
Yeah.
And now you're saying it could happen.
It's going to happen for the Tulsa or Akron game, second or third game. Yes.
Okay. That's
Again, a game that he's pretty confident that we're going to win.
Yeah,
confident.
I mean, she understands.
It's bold.
She's sitting back there. She understands. I can't take her to Oregon. That would be too much for me.
That's too no.
But she's going to the Oregon game. She's going to sit next to your neighbor.
She's going to the Oregon game.
Yeah,
but she's not.
she's
gonna
bringing a
sit with
friend. No, she's not sitting with you.
You. No. Okay.
He's not
All right.
crazy.
So well, he's making what we call baby steps, right?
Yeah, baby steps.
So she's actually going to be in the same stadium as you.
Yeah, she's going to be a couple rows behind me.
Wow.
Are you riding together, or is she going to go separate?
Oh no!
No, don't be ridiculous. I'm not riding together.
She's not going. She's not going with me at 4:35 in the morning.
Yeah.
She's smarter than that.
She is. You know what? I know that she's got to be a genius on some level.
Yeah.
In order to.
Or a little crazy because you're going out with me.
Yes, that was
More
the
than
other
a
part.
crazy,
But
yeah.
genius and insanity are
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm a genius and insane.
Just a very thin line
Yes.
between the two of them.
Sometimes
so,
I cross over the line.
Yeah, and if I had a Buckeye hat to wear right now, I'd take it off in her honor because she's special.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Well, I mean, we could talk about what we did last time we were on the show. It was the darkest day in American history, almost.
what was the darkest day in American
It was
history?
January
Oh,
6th.
Jesus,
Last
we're
time
not-
we were on a podcast was
Yeah, we're
January
not-
6th.
It was that episode called "Seasoned Demoralized."
We're not going
Yes.
to rehash the
We're not
election.
going to rehash the old. I do want to add one thing to the mix that even though Billy was not allowed in the stadium during the pandemic season, he did bring along. Johnny, you wanna get that over there?
Oh, yeah. Hold on a second, let me grab this.
And so we can see what, even though, and the Buckeyes made a nice run. Yeah, that's your cutout. That was
Yes.
Was it in your seat?
No.
It was not.
They didn't guarantee that. Well, first of all, they didn't think they were going to have that many, so they put them on the 50-yard line. But then they actually sold so many of them, they actually did go to my section, but no.
Right. It's nice.
Yes.
It's a very
Handsome guy.
It's
See,
a very
that's the hat, though, I left in the goddamn car in Bolton.
yeah.
How are we framed there, John? In the shot?
Somebody's
We
got
looking
that
good?
hat down.
Oh, some idiot in the rental car company.
Somebody's got that hat.
Yes.
How's that make you feel?
I'm pissed off.
Really?
They probably threw it away. No one got it. Probably just threw it away.
No, somebody kept it.
Did you pose
Pretty
specifically for this picture, or did you have just a weird you standing alone outside by a fence
No,
picture?
my girlfriend took that picture.
Okay.
That was the outfit I wear to games. When at a certain temperature, I don't wear that to the warm games, obviously, but when it cooler games, that's my outfit. And see, I still got the same goatee. Started growing it again.
Right.
Yeah, it
And
looks
my
good,
haircut,
John.
it's like my haircut
Nice.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I mean, I got all this
sure.
stuff.
You've done all the prep.
I've done all the prep. Absolutely have. Yeah,
Looks
sure.
like a first day of third grade picture.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
it does. It's a picture day.
I don't know how many third graders got a goatee, a white goatee, but I mean,
Holding up a little sign.
some, we're Italian. There's a lot of kids that were held back.
Yeah.
So, all right, my question is, it's a very sane looking picture of Bill Demora. So my question is this: as we continue, can I interview the cutout?
You can. The cutout's going to say exactly what I do, though.
Can I talk to the cutout instead of you?
Yeah, I can mimic a voice. That's not a problem.
Yeah, no. I think I like the fact that I can talk to the cutout and won't say anything back.
Well, I will. Because I still tell you to go fuck yourself. It learned that word. It's programmed into it.
Oh my God. All right. So I know there are a couple of new things that will be exciting to Buckeye football. We can talk about that. All right. Not so much the superstitious nature of it all, but maybe some of your superstitions come into play. We have a brand spanking new quarterback.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And a couple of decent backups as well.
Oh, and the guy that just got here from high school just signed a $1.4 million NIL contract today.
I know.
incredible.
And I want to talk
Doing-
about
yeah,
that
doing
in just
what?
a
I
little
didn't
bit
hear
later.
that.
I'm saving
All
that
right,
topic
yeah,
for
save
just
it.
a little bit
All right.
later on. So how does your superstitious nature deal with the fact that there's a brand new quarterback? What do you look for?
Well, that's why I
What do you
got a new
wait
hat.
for? Because of the quarterback?
I get new clothes because different quarterback. Yeah, I can't
do.
change clothes with a quarterback, same quarterback.
You can't.
No.
So new quarterback, new clothes.
New clothes. I mean, new hat and
New hat.
socks. I'm
Right,
not
right,
changing
right.
underwear or anything until I get my new pair.
Right.
You
Of
get
course.
the new-
It's on
new
order.
pair.
It's on order.
We'll be here in 2 days.
So I'll have it for the first home game.
And
Perfect.
do you feel they made the right choice?
Yeah, I think Stroud's the best quarterback. I mean, he played in several games last year. He didn't throw a touchdown pass, but he ran the ball a lot. I think we're going to have a wide open offense. We got the best receivers in the country, a full stable of running backs, a great offensive line, the best tight end in Jeremy Ruckert in the country. As long as you didn't throw the ball to the wrong team, I think we're going to score 70 a game.
Okay.
We got a great offense.
Now you realize this podcast won't drop until after the Minnesota game.
I understand that. If it
And
makes
how
you
do
look
you
bad,
feel? How do you feel about the those opening game jitters?
I
first
hate
game of the
going to
season?
away games, a Big Ten school at night on a weekday when they had the whole
Yeah.
28 days to prepare for one team. That's us. I get a little nervous about that. I'd rather be playing
So that
the little
does-
sister of the poor.
So you
this
do.
week.
You could. There.
Me
I
too.
hate to say the word, but there could be an upset.
I mean, there's always a possibility for upset. I mean, although I've not been to a losing away game since USC.
Wow.
So you have been to
Minnesota
one.
ranked?
Well, I've been to a bowl game. I've been to obviously we lost bowl game.
but a
Regular season loss on the road. The last one I believe was USC.
So, I can't believe I'm asking this. So, given the fact that you went to a regular season away game and they lost, shouldn't that factor into the fact that you should never go to?
Well, I'm never going to play as USC. I can't go to the stadium again if we play the same team again. That's why I don't go to. I don't go to Happy Valley. I don't go
larger
to.
than that. It wasn't larger than like
No, I don't
went
go to the same
I went
stadium.
To an away game and
No.
they lost, so I can't go to any more away
I
games.
can't go to
Why
an
can't you
away
make it
game
bigger?
in the same
You know why
stadium
you
with
can't
the
make
same
it
team?
bigger? Because you're selfish.
No, I'm not
You're
selfish.
selfish.
No, because they need me.
You're They don't need you.
Listen.
They don't need you.
Yeah, they do.
If we're going to break anything tonight, we're going to break this. They don't need
Well,
you.
they don't mean me up north because my bad luck overcomes their good luck. But the same with Happy Valley or Madison, where I've been to games and we lost, so I can't go back. But I'm undefeated in Minnesota. I mean, the Buckeyes haven't lost to Minnesota since the early '80s.
You're undefeated.
Yeah, I said we. I said we.
No. You said it. I'm undefeated
Yes,
in Minnesota.
I am. I've not lost a game when we've been there.
Yeah,
exactly.
you said
yes,
it.
yes.
I'm undefeated in Minnesota.
correct.
Not the Buckeyes, not OSU. I'm undefeated.
I have not been to a losing game in Minnesota. That's correct.
So you don't find even the smallest degree of selfishness in the fact that they lost in a regular season game at USC and you were at that game and you didn't, in your mind, you didn't say it's because of me and then just eliminate it all.
No, not with Bowserman as a quarterback. You couldn't throw the ball inside of a barn. Didn't you ever see the mimic thing? Bowserman's all the balls are in the stands because he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, and the one time was on the field through the other team. I mean, that's the way Bowserman was. He sucked.
Okay. All right. So let me be devil's advocate for a second, because like I said, this won't drop until Monday. What happens if they do lose?
If they lose, I'll come home depressed. I wear black for a couple days.
That's a given. No, I know that. I know that. But
then I won't go to Minnesota again.
Ever.
No,
Never.
Can't.
I mean, you'll just eliminate the state from your everything.
I can't go to a football game in Minnesota again. I cannot go to a game where Ohio State plays at the University of Minnesota.
Will you send the cutout?
I have friends there. I probably go to the game
that's
with
a
me.
good idea.
You never know. That could be a possibility. I could maybe send the cutout to the State Up North game this year from friends.
Oh, really?
Oh, is that you follow that rule up there?
I've never been to State Up North since 1985, my freshman year when we lost.
Okay.
I've been up there
So
since.
you do follow. That's the
Absolutely
rule.
have.
Okay.
You also get beat up there?
Well, I did get beat up there too. That's another reason.
If you couldn't hear that, Bill Mattis asked. Bill Mattis is next door neighbor and dear friend of Billy Demora's, and asked if he got beat
former
up.
dear friend.
Yeah, former dear friend. Reminding you of the of a whooping that you took. Mm-hmm. You got beat up.
I told one too many Michigan fans to go fuck themselves after the game when we
How
lost.
many? How many?
4.
How many? That's a joke. How many Michigan fans does it take to say "fuck off" before you get beat up?
4.
There were 4 of them. I got my licks in, but then I ran away to fight another day. I'm not dumb, but I ain't stupid.
Yeah, say there you go.
You got some
Fight or flight.
So you ran away?
Oh, I got beat up a couple. I got beat up for a while, then I got out. Ran away.
Bleeding?
Oh, a little bit of blood.
Yeah.
Did you have glasses on at the time?
No, I didn't have
Okay,
glasses back
all
in
right.
college, no.
All right. Fair enough. Just
Wow.
curious.
What year was that?
In 1985, we lost.
lost.
John Colasar, Ohio's high school star, is the one that beat us. Scored 2 touchdowns to beat us in that game.
Well, see, at least your memory's intact in respects to that. You can't remember to take your cap with you out of a rental car in Baltimore.
I know, it was horrible. My girlfriend's supposed to remember that stuff, and she forgot.
Wow.
Oh, I had to do that because she's back there. I had to give her shit.
Yeah, it's her fault.
She knows I blame her about it, so I might as well say it on the.
You actually blamed her?
No, of course I didn't. I pissed off at myself. And then the rental car company, I called them literally every day for 5 or 6 days and never returned my call. And then a friend of mine who went to the previous with me, who lives there, went to the place twice to find my hat, and they couldn't do shit for him. So I'll never use that rental car company again ever.
Ever. Okay. We won't mention the rental car company. They could eventually be a sponsor down the line.
What if there's a football stadium with that rental car name on it? Would you go to watch the Buckeyes play there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what do
Why not?
because.
It's the name of the rental car company that you now despise.
Yeah, but when the names of stadiums change every 5 minutes.
You see, that's the problem with your superstitions. They have no consistency.
They're very consistent. They're the most
not
consistent things in the world.
They're in your mind,
And
but
of course
you,
they're
but you
consistent.
give yourself outs.
Not an out.
If you were truly superstitious, there'd be no outs.
That's not true.
You would hold true to
I do hold
everything.
true to everything. Has nothing to do with rental car company and the name of the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
What does the name of the stadium have to do with it?
I think so.
Well, because you
hand in
need
hand.
intervention. Because you're crazy.
I'm crazy.
Yes.
Out of everybody in this room, I'm the crazy one.
Well,
You know what? I am crazy. You know why I'm crazy? Because I got you on the goddamn podcast again. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. You like to doing this stuff. That's why you're having here. I'm comic relief for you.
Seriously, what would you do if they don't win a national championship? And granted, this is on me now. In my mind, I'm like, because I was telling the guys, like, Billy Demora wants to come back on the podcast. And they both said, well, what are we going to talk about? And I said, well, I think I have the angle on it. We're going to break the news to them that this is the last one. And that this isn't so much a catering to superstitions as it is a Buckeye interview.
Yeah, but I'm your highest ranked individual coming on these damn things. You can't get rid of me.
Who says that?
I'm a star.
Who says that?
All my fans.
Who?
He has
Cumulative.
a combined. He probably has the most plays on YouTube for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Combined of
Combined.
what? 5 years?
Yeah.
Well, 5+.5. Oh, and by the way, I was shocked when you asked me back last year because I made the correct prediction we're going to play the national championship game because my all-knowingness, and it happened to be a dark day, but you called me back. I didn't ask you for the second time. You called me.
I did.
Yes.
I did.
And we had to do it at my kitchen table.
I did.
On a horrible
I did.
day.
It
And
was
yes.
a bad day. It was a bad connection. It wasn't
Yes.
it wasn't our best work, but I don't blame that on us. I blame that on well, I don't know. Were you like what speed is your internet? 4?
No, I have good internet now. I have all the
Now.
I have extenders, all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't a good signal.
it's blame AT&T.
Okay, we'll have to cut that out too in case they decide to become a sponsor. We're actually getting sponsors now.
Oh, good.
Wait.
So
We had you. I thought we had you back at the pond. What are you
We
talking
had them
about?
back in the
We
pond,
did,
but then we
yeah.
had them again when they actually got into the playoffs.
I blocked that
and the
one out.
national
Sorry, Billy.
championship. It
On
was
January
short.
6th, we
It
had
was
me out
short.
before
It
the
was
game.
short.
Yes.
It was short. It was a short little thing, but we had them on, and that was
I pissed off some of the people in my tan club who were racist.
Yeah, you did. You pissed off a lot of people on that one. Mm-hmm.
Fuck 'em.
Yet another reason
Yes,
why.
fuck them. I don't care.
Yeah, I blocked that one out.
Yeah. You say fuck them, but this is our podcast.
There are fans. There are award-winning voting fans.
Yeah,
Well,
I know. Well, they
them
can be
are-
mad at me. They can be mad at Dino because of my opinions. I put
I
on.
did have some people that were actually mad at me because of what you said and for having you on.
Well, the
buy
truth hurts,
some
done
undies?
it.
I got
The
it.
people who are mad at you, the truth hurts. They're racist pieces of shit.
I caught some
All right,
flack.
all
I mean,
right.
I handled it, but it was
I know.
fine,
That's
and I
fine.
don't care at the end of the day, But yeah, it was a interesting dynamic. You kind of let it all
You gonna-
fly, so to speak. Right? Yeah, you always do. I mean, that's one of the things I kind of respect and admire about you. But we ended up getting some of the flack as well, which is fine. I mean, if you're not breaking a few eggs, then,
Yeah, I mean, if you can't be truthful, fuck it.
yeah, right. You were truthful.
Yes.
Yeah, and honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
There's no reason to lie about anything.
So be honest. If this doesn't happen again,
I'll be disappointed. I'll be depressed. I'll have to come and heckle you. Whatever.
but we'll still be friends.
Maybe.
Wait. If we's never back on, is that what you're
He's
saying?
never back on.
Who's gonna bring you whiskey?
That's true. He does
No,
bring good
you
juice.
know,
Yeah.
I had a lovely time at your house not
Yes.
too long ago.
Steaks. You had
I
steaks.
had steaks. It was wonderful.
And bourbon.
And bourbon. It was
Yes.
great. It was great.
I think you even had Pappy Van Winkle that night, didn't you?
I had a little sip of
Yeah, you
Pappy.
did.
And
So
I
here's
tried
what needs to
some
happen.
other
The
things.
Buckeyes just need to win.
They have to
Win the World Series
then-
and then-
no World
The World Series.
I mean,
Please,
it'd
I'm
be
not
nice
holding out.
if-
I'm not holding out for the Indians, for God's sake. That's before I was born.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they won another national
Yeah, and then
championship.
boom, we're
just
done.
for the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not saying it'd be nice because then
Yeah.
we would be
It would be it'd be icing on the cake.
we'd be done with this. But I am going to hold you to that.
Of course. If we win that championship, I might get tailgate to 6 in the morning instead of 5,
Oh wow, that's
or maybe even for a night game, maybe even noon.
really.
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
You'll be like a new man
That would be almost a new man. Yeah, my girlfriend gets it next to me if we win another championship.
all the time.
Well,
Maybe she
that might
doesn't
piss
want
off my
that.
friend Steve, but yeah,
Steve's still in the mix.
Steve always sits next to me. Yes, Steve and Cheryl and Boo Boo or Zach or Ted. Sometimes your shithead neighbor.
Why do you call him my shit ass neighbor?
Because he's been ragging on me for 25 minutes straight back there.
No, he's just been commenting on a few things.
Yeah.
He's back there. Your girlfriend's back there. Our dear friend John Reichley's back
Yes.
there, who's just quietly listening and
Oh,
not
yes.
commenting on all.
Oh,
It's a pipe-
oh, John
Sure,
pulled the
by
best
the way.
prank on
Can
me
you
in the
give him
history
a-
of worlds. So he's a sneaky bastard.
So you got a piece of shit, my piece of shit next door neighbor, and a sneaky bastard that are here to
Supporting
listen
you.
to you.
Yes.
Yes,
supporting
absolutely.
you.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So
Yeah,
come on,
you and I have great friends.
we are. We do.
I said we have great friends.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
We do have great friends, and your piece of shit friend is the greatest neighbor in the world.
Yes.
I've watched his kids grow up. You've watched his kids grow up. We got one that's going to be a doctor.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, did you see that? Did you see that?
I got the white coat somewhere. I liked it on Facebook. The only social media I have is Facebook.
Yeah.
The rest of the stuff is foreign to me.
The other Instagram. And
I don't
all
have
that
any of that
shit.
shit.
Yeah, I don't.
If I had Twitter, can you
TikTok.
imagine me on Twitter?
No,
No.
You'd be shut down and you'd be canceled.
Exactly.
I'm surprised that on some level in this cancel culture that you haven't been canceled.
I've never
some
been on
level.
Twitter.
It doesn't matter. I just mean in life
Oh, well, sorry.
that you just haven't been canceled.
Well,
Period.
I'm a made man. They can't cancel me.
Famous last words.
A made man. All right, when are you leaving from Minnesota?
Tomorrow morning, my flight's at 7 in the morning.
Okay, so you'll get there.
I have to go through Chicago. I'll get there around noon.
Yeah. What are you gonna do for the whole day?
I've got
Do
some
we
work
really-
meetings. I got my tickets through my connections, and I have to do some politicking and some
Oh,
business.
so you're actually gonna make it a little business mixed in. with
Yeah, I'm
it.
writing off the trip because I have business meetings.
you gotta do that,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Writing off the trip.
I'm writing off my plane. Absolutely, I can. In my hotel because I'm going to have work meetings.
Yeah. And you just so happen to be going to a Buckeye game for a little relaxation.
Absolutely,
afterwards.
yes.
Yeah. But the main reason you're going is for work.
As far as the IRS knows, yeah.
These guys know how to work it. He knows how to work it.
As far as the IRS
He's
is
in politics. He knows.
concerned. Which, by the way, is our new sponsor.
Yeah, good.
yeah.
The Internal Revenue
And I'm not the only
Service.
person on this table in trouble.
No, trust me. I got issues with them right now as well. So, yeah.
But no, I mean, I have work. I got my tickets through my friends' connections, and the Democratic governor of Minnesota tickets eventually came from him, and so I have a couple meetings with the people that helped me get my tickets, including the Democratic Party chairman of the state,
Right.
who's a friend of mine. So I have a couple of meetings, and then I'll
enough.
drink.
Are you do you think you become kinder and gentler through your fanatic years, or do you think that you've taken it up a notch?
I don't know. That's a tough question.
That's a good question. Is the Billy Demora that sits in front of us now in the last couple of podcasts the same Billy Demora that was Buckeye obsessed, say, even 10 years ago?
I mean, right now the Buckeyes about the only thing I got left. I mean, back 10 years ago, I had Brown season tickets, which I haven't had now since they went 1-21, 1-23, whatever.
And you won't hop on that bandwagon now?
I mean, I've never been not a Browns fan. I'm always a Browns fan, but I'm not going to have season tickets again.
Yeah. So no, they're not sucking you in with
No,
the
they're
fact
not
that they
sucking-
got into the playoffs last year.
No.
They beat the Steelers.
Yes, they beat the Steelers. It was a great day, except for you.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not. I mean, the Blue Jackets suck. I mean,
Right.
they've sucked for the whole time.
You still have tickets?
I still have tickets, yeah.
Okay, so why still tickets for the Blue Jackets but not the Browns?
Because I can walk to Blue Jackets games. I can't walk to Cleveland.
Yeah. That's true.
What
Good
about
point.
the crew?
Oh, fuck the crew. I don't
Okay.
care about soccer. Soccer sucks.
All right. There you heard it.
There's a lot of people in Columbus that would disagree with you.
Well, that's fine. I'm
fine.
glad they're here. I mean,
Yeah.
it's something for the soccer fans to do. All the suburban women can come in there, take their kids to soccer games, but that's fine. I got no issue with
Wow.
soccer.
Yeah, that's pretty much the bulk of that crowd is suburban moms who are bringing their kids. No,
Oh, it's not? It's a bunch of crazy idiots?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
you
I'm
would
not
fit
going to bite
right
my
in.
tongue.
I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised you're not a soccer fan because
Well, American soccer sucks.
I'm surprised.
I
you're not a
watched
soccer
Italy.
fan
I watched
because-
Italy through the Euro.
because they are. They're like cut from a Demora mold.
Yeah, soccer
as
is a
far as
horrible
their-
fucking sport.
As far as their fanatics are
Let's watch a
concerned.
1-0 soccer game and twiddle my thumbs and shit my ass up for 60 months. That stuff's horrible. It sucks. Soccer sucks.
What's the
Except
difference between that and a very strong defensive football game that comes down to a field goal before it's all said and done?
Oh, football's action.
Soccer's not action.
No, soccer is a bunch of people diving, taking dives and shit like that. It's horrible.
Taking dives.
Yeah.
Taking dives on purpose.
Soccer, yes.
Oh,
yes.
so you're equating soccer to basically pro wrestling.
I have never watched a pro wrestling match either. I'm not that stupid or uneducated either.
Wow.
Now, one Bobo Brazil back when you were a kid.
Who?
Okay.
In one fell swoop,
Fine.
he offends soccer fans and pro wrestling fans.
Yeah,
It's
that's
good.
half our audience. Thanks,
Yeah,
Bill.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's
I
good.
thought your fans had more IQ and more education than that.
Look,
but
you see who you're working with here? You think he gives us a lot more credit than we
Yeah, a
deserve.
lot
doesn't
more
he?
and listen, I watched Italy win the Euro. It was great.
Okay. Oh, but you'll watch Italy. play
Yeah, that's real soccer. That's not. And I don't watch the Premier League. I watch Italy and things that matter. I don't watch the crew.
It's still the game of soccer, which you just said. Oh my
sucks.
God, I'm watching guys kicking the ball
Yeah, but
around.
Italy's
it
Italy.
becomes.
If the United States were ever good, I'd watch
All
them
right,
too.
but what about like Ohio, OSU hockey, OSU soccer, OSU baseball?
I think
OSU,
I've been
like,
to one
okay,
OSU soccer game in my life. I love OSU hockey. I love hockey. I go to OSU hockey games all the time.
All right, so it's just the sport. It's not like if it's OSU anything but that doesn't mean that you're going to be a fan. If you're
I root for OSU to win all the time. I don't care what sport it is, but I'm not going to OSU soccer. I'm not going to crew soccer. I mean, I did go to the World Cup when it was the United States because it was one of those things you have to do as a sports fan to go to one World Cup game to say I did it. So I've been every sporting event except the Masters and the Super Bowl.
So you only went because it was a World Cup.
The World
game.
Cup game, yes, and I had to say I went to a World Cup game.
qualifying
You had
game,
to say
wasn't
it.
it?
Why'd you have to say it?
Because
why can't you just leave well enough alone? I know you love horse racing. You go to all the major races of
Correct.
the year, and I know you love football. You follow the Buckeyes. For a while there, you were with the Browns. Okay, you go.
Hey,
to
I used to go to
hockey.
NBA games.
So why would you just because? So why would you go to
Because
the
a World Cup is a World Cup. That's different.
Why is it different? It's still soccer that you
But
hate.
it's different when you're playing for your country than if you're playing for money on a team that in the worst pro league in the world. It's different.
The crew.
I mean,
crew
American Soccer League is
the
the
crew
worst.
that actually won all of it.
last season.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. My friend who over on a Saturday night made me watch the game on my third TV.
On your third TV. Or on the other two.
Pro wrestling.
No, yeah, right.
And
What were we watching, Shelley, during that soccer game? We had, I think, football playoffs. When was the playoff game for the Crew? When was it?
I don't remember.
don't recall. I
No,
know
is
I watched it because there wasn't
Isn't
anything.
it like in
there wasn't
December or
anything
January or
competing.
something like that?
It was late
wasn't
in the
anything
year.
to-
So it's probably the pro football game on, and then whatever. I could have watched Tiddlywinks before I watched the Crew if I had
Hockey,
to.
hockey maybe.
Probably maybe hockey, maybe something else.
Cornhole. Cornhole was on the third one.
Cornhole.
Dude,
Used to be
speaking
called
of-
something, cornhole used to be something different back when I was a kid.
We did you watch any of that over the pandemic? Like you would
Watch
watch
what?
ESPN would have like tractor racing.
Get the fuck
and,
outta here.
No, yeah, spike ball. Spike ball
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like volleyball with the trampoline.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are like professional
I'm-
sports now.
ESPNU. ESPNU.
Yeah,
Yeah.
listen.
I watched grocery bagging competition
really?
on
Wow.
ESPNU.
Well,
I
good
did.
for you. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
And
not that
somebody, and
desperate.
somebody from Ohio won.
I'm not that desperate.
There's a stone skipping, like a legit.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised
yeah.
they have a
Island.
patty whacking contest. What the hell they have a patty whacking contest for?
You know what I've never asked you?
What's that?
Do you? I don't think I've ever asked you this question. Are you proficient in any particular sport as far as playing it?
I used to be a great softball player. I used to play 4 nights a week in Columbus and drive home on Sundays and play doubleheaders in Euclid. That was a long time ago, about 25 pounds ago, back 20 years ago when I could do all this stuff.
All right. Were you a good hitter?
Oh, I led the league in hitting almost all the time. Yes,
And what
I
was
was
your
a
position?
I was leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
I played anywhere. I pitched. I played infield, outfield.
pitched?
Yeah. And I led the league. I mean, I was a left-handed batter.
Slow
Played
pitch, fast pitch, softball. What was it?
regular slow pitch, fastball, regular softball. Down at Berliner Park where I played most week. Most
But is
weekdays.
slow pitch football, softball really a sport, though? If you can get drunk at a sport, it's not really a sport.
I never drank during. You don't play sports.
Like,
and
it's
drink.
kind of like, bowling to me.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. I mean, you said I was proficient at something. Yes, I was proficient at that. But I haven't been proficient at it for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'll never get good at golf because just a frustrating sport.
You play golf?
Of course I try to play golf.
Yeah. But you don't. You strike me as somebody that if you were going to do something, you would try to be good at it. You said you were a great softball player until you realized that my time is up.
Yeah.
And golf is something that I think you could embrace in your declining years.
Yes. Well, I mean, I'm declining years. Thanks, dear. Are you looking in the mirror here or what?
I know that. I'm way older than you.
Yeah, you are actually.
I am.
It doesn't look like it that way, but because you got all your hair and I have none. But,
Yeah. So I mean,
I'm older than you are. By a
how old
year.
are you?
I'll be 55 in October.
55 in October.
Yeah, I'll be 57 coming up.
Yeah. Hansberry's a young one.
Yeah, he's.
But if he keeps hanging out with
50.
us,
No,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
aging
he's gonna get old
rapidly.
fast.
Rapidly.
He's gonna get
So
old.
no, I mean, I'm not. I mean, I'm a typical. I'm proficient at being a fan.
I'll give him that. If
I can't
fandom
argue that.
was like
I can't argue
a
that.
sport,
You'd be in the Hall of Fame.
All right, I have one more serious, believe it or not, serious question.
Okay.
To ask you before we start to wrap it up because we've already, believe it or not, by the time it'll be like 45 minutes. I don't know how that went that fast.
I'm good for a whole hour.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
So you're getting old. We haven't even had the rye yet, for God's sakes.
I know we haven't had the rye yet, but we can have it. If we don't try it on the podcast tonight, we'll just try it afterwards and give the bottle credit to the Bluegrass because this is really,
Very good.
really
It's very good. That's one
very
of my
good.
favorites.
It is hot.
Can I have another
It is
splash
hot,
here?
but
Is
it's a good, easy partner. It is a good hot.
Blug, 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 blug.
It's good. No, it's a good hot but sweet.
It's one of my favorites. I'm starting to like Peerless. It's starting to become my favorite.
That's what you did. That's what we had a whole line of Peerless.
Yes, we had a line of single barrel Peerlesses. Yes.
The night I was at your house, we had the
Yes.
steak. Which, by the way, thank you again. I thank you that night. That was an excellent evening. The steaks were perfect. The bourbons were top notch. Your piece of shit neighbor, my neighbor, what you call my piece of shit neighbor, was amazed that you actually broke out some of those bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was actually surprised.
Yeah, he's just jealous because I want to bring him out when he comes over. I still have a sign on my top shelf that says, "Don't touch anything, Bill Mattis."
Uh-huh. Nice. All right, my serious question is, how do you think all this is going to work now with college players being able to accept endorsements? As you mentioned earlier, the 1 million, maybe more, was it
1.4 million.
1.4 million NIL deal. How do you think that's going to affect the game?
I think it's going to help Ohio State. I mean, I think it's about time.
The game, and not
It
just
affects the
Ohio
game.
State.
I mean,
College sports in general.
college sports has been a money making. It's all they care about is money for years and years and years now. I mean, since the I'd say late '80s, it's all been about the money. Mm-hmm. people changing conferences. I mean, the schools get rich, the conferences get rich. The only people get screwed are the kids that are performing everything.
So
the coaches can all. I'm all for it. Absolutely.
So am I.
I'm all 100% for it. I've been for it since the beginning, since the O'Bannon case. I've always been for it. I mean, there's no reason why the kids that do all the work, that they can't move around like the coaches. The coach gets a bonus, signs all these kids. He can leave, and he gets no penalty, but he goes and makes more money. But the kids are stuck here. Well, the kids can leave too now, and I think that's a great rule. And let them make money. I mean, in Columbus, it's always been an unwritten rule. If you are a football player and you don't screw up, you're going to have a job for life somewhere in the city of Columbus. Someone's going to hire you. You're going to make a comfortable living because you're a Buckeye football player.
That was kind of the unspoken promise.
Yes, it's been that way since my dad was a student in the 40s. The football players back then always had jobs.
And we've seen it in action. We've seen it in play. We've seen people go on to have secure jobs and positions. But now they have a chance to make bank.
And I'm all for it.
And I'm all for it too. But do you think, as a result of making bank, do you think that will encourage some star players to stay longer and not go to the NFL so quickly?
I think that'd be great. I don't think it's going to affect it because $1.4 million is a lot of money, but it's not $20 million you make in the NFL.
I know, but you're talking about making $1.4 million while you're still in college, and there's no guarantee that you're going to be successful in the NFL. We've seen that happen with players that have been drafted and have failed miserably in the NFL. So
I hope it does. If it keeps me longer, I'm all for it.
I mean, if you were Billy Demora, star, what position would you have played if you were playing football?
I played safety back in my younger days.
Okay,
yes.
you're
I was gonna say long
you're star
snapper.
safety. You're star safety at OSU. You get an endorsement deal your freshman year, and you get another endorsement deal, and you are the star safety. Everybody's talking about you. They're saying if you get hurt, they're saying, "Oh, Demora's out. I don't know how the Buckeyes are going to do." So you're making money and making more money your second year and your third year. Aren't you thinking for a second, wow, I'm making millions of dollars playing college football and still getting an education. What's my rush?
I agree. Listen, I added 2 majors in school so I could stay my whole 4 years because I tested out at 2 years. I kept because I don't want to leave Ohio State. So,
do you think the deals are going to get bigger?
Of course they're going to get bigger.
I mean, because this is kind of like
just real quick. Well,
I mean, you got a kid right now. The $1.4 million deal is for a kid that
just dissect that. Like,
is supposed to be a senior in high school this year. He left Texas because Texas is one of the 3 states in the union that ban NILs. Texas and Illinois and
explain for those people who don't know what it is.
Name, image, likeness.
And it's a kid out. It's going to be what is it?
Ewers, EWERS. He's a quarterback.
What the hell? No. Who is paying him?
He signed it with some deal. I mean, he got a free car from Reichert last week. Mm-hmm. He got a deal. I forget the name of it's some company that's paying him for signatures and everything. I mean, the kid in Texas.
So it's not McDonald's or
no.
But it could be.
It could
Starbucks.
be. It could be.
So it's somebody representing him saying, "I'm giving you this much money, and then we'll try to get you all this likeness."
And I'm saying it could be
see,
bigger.
that makes sense.
Now, if a kid wants his autograph, he's not going to sign it because he's got a deal now. He can only sign autographs with his company.
That's kind of lame.
Right.
All right, that makes more sense because we talked to George Byers, George Kaufman, and he goes, "I'm not that interested in it because what are these kids going to do? I'm going to give them a free car. I got a 19-year-old knucklehead driving around campus with my car on it, and what is he going to do? Tweet about it? So I think there's only I think that's the way to go with the agency because I think there's they're going to make millions of dollars, but I think there's a limited audience of people that really want to step out and
Texas.
And McDonald's isn't going to buy some
Texas
kid.
Are crazy. I mean, all shapes and forms crazy. And he'd be from Texas. He's got, the school we came from. He's like a religious thing down there. I mean, that's how good he was a quarterback.
Right.
And they're going to pay any amount of money to have this likeness and have him come up here and sign. And he goes home to Texas and he off season and sign autographs. He's going to make tons of money.
But that's different than being in a McDonald's commercial.
All right, are they getting whose jersey do you have on?
This is my old Beanie Wells jersey.
Beanie Wells. So if Beanie Wells was playing today and you bought that jersey, is he getting a piece of that?
Yes.
He's getting a piece of that now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even if you buy it just from the gift shop.
Well, now it has his number on it, so
You gotta.
it's his.
It's his.
Yeah.
Is his name on the back?
No. Couldn't do it back in the day.
Couldn't do it. But now, if it was you were wearing Beanie's number and he was playing, he'd be getting a piece of that.
I could put Wells on the back now,
and that's part of the NIL. Right?
If they sign a contract for it,
If they sign a contract,
Right.
What if they don't?
then they don't get anything. They got to tell the university they're doing it, and they got to sign the contract, and the university has to have a copy of it.
So there's the politics and the business now, and it is literally a business.
Yeah.
You think that will affect the game and the ability for some of these guys to play
I
as
mean-
they get more caught up in the business instead of the sport.
No, I mean this kid that signed the deal today. He's got an agent. He's got an agency doing.
I
that
know.
stuff.
You're talking about a kid he's how old? 19, 18?
Oh, he's 17. He's supposed to be a senior in high school right
Okay,
now.
You're talking about a 17-year-old.
He's smart, 17-year-old.
Okay, yeah, he's got an agent. He's got $1.1 million deal, and probably more to come
Yeah.
as he continues his career. You don't think that psychologically that's going to affect somebody? Can you imagine if you got $1.1 million when you were 17 years old?
Would have been great.
It would have been great, but that wouldn't have altered your thinking on
No.
where you were going.
You
and
got to
what
have a
you
lot
were
I
of
was
faith
still
in
going
the
to Ohio
agencies. You got to have faith in the agencies. You got to have faith in the parents.
You were going to Ohio
can't
State
do that.
because you have to go to Ohio State because
No.
now you're no. Follow me for a second. You get a $1.1 million deal to go to. You're at Ohio State. You're going to play football. Yeah, of course you're going to continue on because that's why you're getting the $1.1 million deal. You're playing football, but you don't think it psychologically changes you? It becomes another emotional, psychological burden on your brain that gets in the way of just the purity. And I'm going to say, I'm for them getting money. But I'm saying you don't think it
The
affects
purity of the sport was gone a long time ago.
I'm not talking
I think
about
that's
the
what people are
purity of the
saying.
sport from the business aspect of those who have been capitalizing on it for years. I'm talking about you, the athlete, who loves to play football. That's all I want to do, Ma, is play football. Okay? I want to be a star in high school, and I'm hoping that Ohio State recruits me, and I get to play for the Buckeyes because I fucking love football. I didn't have to think about all the business deals and signing this contract and that.
Well,
That's got to come into play somehow.
I mean, I agree. If you don't have parents or somebody to help that stuff, it probably does, and some kids will screw it up.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to hope that parents or somebody looks out for these kids.
That happens in the pros. Was it
right.
Haskins and people just they blow it? Their kids. and
Well,
they blow
Haskins
it.
didn't blow it. I mean,
Well,
he had a horrible
yeah, well-
coach last year in Washington, no offensive line for
Well, but
God's
didn't he get in
sakes.
trouble? I mean, he went to his hometown and anyway, I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know.
just saying.
Today was cut day. I'm sure
Yeah.
the Steelers kept them. The Steelers kept them.
I don't know, but my
Haskins?
point is
I don't know.
there's plenty of young NFL athletes that do the same thing. And blow
Right.
it.
I mean, listen, in the NBA, you get a 19-year-old like LeBron James
Yep.
who doesn't even play college. He goes from high school
went
to
right to
pros.
it.
Now, LeBron James had a head on his shoulders and made the most out of it and done a lot of good things. There are
'Cause
other
he's
people
from Ohio.
Well, there are other people that look at Ryan Leaf for God's sakes. He was a bust. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, look at Art Schleicher for God's sakes. I love Art Schleicher, but he's had issues.
He had issues too, but he had different issues.
Well, they still had issues. He had issues while in college.
And LeBron James didn't have to deal with the scrutiny of college and so forth. He just chose. He made a leap. He
And you don't think the pressure going right from 18-year-old kid to the pros?
all right. And if he did, and if he would have failed, if he would have, or just wouldn't have been.
Well,
as
people
great.
have failed doing that. There have been people that
And
failed.
If he hadn't, what would he have done? Maybe he'd have gone to college and worked on his game a little bit more, and then kind of remember Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan sucked at basketball until he became Michael Jordan. You've heard that story,
Yeah.
Right. All right. So LeBron made the leap, and it was for him. It was a successful leap. He had the skills, he had the talent. He had to make a decision not to go to college and go straight to it.
Let's think about somebody like Archie Griffin, who, just for those of you who didn't know who Archie was, he legend, college
legend.
level, but he ended up not kicking it. But he would be a bazillionaire. I mean,
Archie's had a pretty good life living in
well,
Columbus,
right, but I'm just
Ohio.
saying if he
Okay,
was able to cash in on name, image,
you
likeness
don't
since
think
day
there's-
one,
Even guys from last season are going, "Oh man, I missed it by that much."
yeah.
Right?
I agree. I mean, what do you? I mean, it's
I
the way-
missed it by that
No,
much.
but I'm getting
not
at is
winning
he
a
might-
national championship. I missed
No.
being a millionaire by that much.
But I'm saying there might be more people like Archie, really good dudes who are great in the community, who are rock stars in college, might maybe not made it that well in the pros.
Archie played 7 or 8 years in the
Yeah,
pros.
well, I'm
though.
just saying, not you might have more people who are willing to come back and contribute to the community because this is where their cash cow is.
I mean, listen,
already
we're not
have
going to
that.
know for several years what happens. I mean, it's going to be 10 years before we know if this is good or bad or what.
10 years before this, we find out if this
Well, I mean,
arrangement
the
works
first
out.
scandal
to
is gonna be
have a
awesome.
to have a true
It's gonna be
sense
awesome.
of what it is.
Right.
It's going to take a little while. You can't just do it overnight.
I think this first year is putting the foot in the water and see where it goes. And I think starting by next season, it blows up, and it's going to.
I'm not saying it's not going to blow up, but we'll see what the ramifications are in 10 years.
Well, okay.
Yeah, no, there's gonna be a huge scandal. It's gonna be fun.
Something's gonna happen.
I mean, it will. Like,
Well, give us something to talk
in 10
about.
years, there's gonna be a huge scandal, and
That's good.
It'll
And we'll
blow
bring
over
Billy
and
Demora
whatever.
back just to talk about
Yeah,
that, and
that'll be
nothing
your next
else
time
because the
on.
Buckeyes would have won a national championship. So when we bring Billy Demora back for anything, it'll be completely I will make that promise to you. I will bring you back on the podcast if we talk about anything but Ohio State.
Okay, we can talk about horses. We can talk about opera. We can talk about all kind of things.
I don't want to talk
We can talk about
this
bourbon,
stuff.
for God's sakes.
Yeah, we can talk about bourbon. I know you're very educated in horses. I know you love the opera. You do have a very full background of other things that people don't know about, but I do, which is kind of the reasons I appreciate you as much as I do. I do. I mean, you do. You have a huge knowledge of bourbon. I know you like opera.
What about you talk about Italian wine, too? I'm good at that, too.
You're good at that. You're good at a lot of things.
Not a lot of things, but certain
No,
things.
you're good at a lot of things. You're just not great.
Okay. Thanks, Dino.
Utility player.
I'm kidding. You're a great guest. You're a great friend, and we're gonna wrap it up. Let me try some of this. With this,
Very good, by the way.
the
do you
Corsair
try,
Dark
Donnie?
Rye.
So good.
I'm gonna do a cardinal sin and not rinse out my glass beforehand, but that's okay. I can figure it out.
You want to make a date, like maybe meet
no,
at the,
don't make a date with them.
well,
no
but
dates.
I got no
dates.
I got my underwear, for God's sake.
Oh, for the underwear.
I'm saying
okay,
maybe
yeah,
I'll, I don't know. We'll
That's
meet
good.
at
Two grown men making a date to
I was
exchange
going to say,
underwear.
if they win
the
the national
porta-potty?
championship,
Nice.
you know, if they win the national championship,
No.
we should bring them back.
No.
And call it the exorcism of Billy Demora.
No. We will.
Oh, don't worry, I'm coming back. Whether he wants me or not, I'm coming back. I'll knock on the front door and let myself in. I'm coming back.
No, you're welcome here anytime. But this is it.
It's not it.
This is it. They're gonna win
If we win the national championship, it's it. Yes, I agree.
Okay.
If we don't win the
All
national
right. Well,
championship, it's
that's
not
what
it.
I'm hoping for.
Of course, I hope for that every year.
Wait, can I make one request though? If this is the worst season, it's not going to be the worst season in history. Please do not blame my undies.
Oh, I won't.
Okay.
Of course I will.
I've been trying really hard not to smoke during the podcast, but as we get towards the end, and I feel like I've been successful in my message, I always kind of like
Reward cigarette.
yeah,
After sex.
after sex cigarette.
WhiskeyBusinessPod.com for all of your whiskey business needs.
All right. Good segment.
You like that?
Did you try any of the rye before?
Not yet. I
before
will.
you
We
started?
will.
Okay.
But that's great because we have the YouTube videos and the podcast and a bunch of archive stuff, some photographs and all that fun stuff. Evergreenpodcasts.com is our podcast
Confident
networks.
Oh, that's really good. That's really smooth.
It is. It's great. It's great stuff.
That's the website. You can see all of our sister podcasts. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok.
Stitcher.
Were we on TikTok? We on TikTok?
No, we don't have a TikTok account.
I thought that was only for cats.
That's Kit Kat.
And teenage girls. That's all.
Yeah. I was
What else?
wondering what was so sweet about this.
YouTube
It's
Whiskey
chocolate.
Business with Dino Tripodis. A couple reminders. We have three. We got every episode is great, but the last couple we have a really fun, like an old timey radio show.
The half-hour comedy hour is out there with the talents of everybody at this
Yeah.
table. Not you, but everybody involved in whiskey
I
business.
had to put a description online. I said, "Old timey radio is rolling over in its grave,"
That's right.
because it's.
Did you put that out there? Where'd you put that out?
I don't know. I had to, one of the lines I had to fill out when I produced the podcast.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, all the talents from behind the scenes and in the scenes. John Whitney's actually a guest performer on the
does good.
podcast.
I am. I play the
The
engineer.
half-hour comedy hour.
It's a lot of fun. It's just a quick little fun old time radio comedy bit, but we have a whole nother podcast, kind of like the making behind it. It's a lot of fun, and we talk about comedy and. Dino, regales us of days on the road as a comedian.
That was a fun one as well.
But also before that, we had an episode with Watershed Distillery. Do you know this? We picked our own bottle.
That's right. I tasted that bottle
Barrel
tonight.
pick.
Yeah,
Oh, you have
there
it.
will
That's
be
right.
a whiskey business selection at the distillery.
So with
in
Watershed
October.
With our
Distillery
logo on it and everything.
is
Our logo and everything.
here in Columbus, Ohio, and
That's
they're
kind
going
of
to be
big time for
That's
us.
great. I love it.
Right?
I said you get to go pick a bottle of Old Forester with me if you want to.
I know, October 6th.
Yes.
And that's for the Columbus Italian Club.
Yes.
Which you're not really hanging out there much anymore, but
Well-
you're still honoring your obligation to get a barrel.
I think
this
as long
is-
as you do
this
that,
is 4.5 years in the making.
Right.
But anyway, a lot of fun
right,
shows in
most of them
the
couldn't pick their own
archives,
barrel.
including I guess 4 episodes with you or 5.
this is
I don't
7.
even fucking know. I don't know.
Seven.
Just type in Billy Demora.
6.5.
Come up.
That's the other thing, too. And in his mind, he's clicking those off like I'm the most frequent guest on Whiskey Business. I know.
I think
It's
it's
probably
5.
true.
I think it's 5.
Probably
No, it was 6. It was Cinco de Mayo. Then last year's January 6th was 6, and now there's a 7.
7's a lucky number.
It's a very lucky number. Let's hope we win the national championship. We don't have to worry about this anymore. Otherwise,
I
I'm back
lost
for
count after
year 8
one.
next year, whether you like it or not.
It gives me a year to figure out what the hell to do with you.
We can talk about. We can have wine and bourbon and how they go together, and we can do all kind of things. Talk about what wine to eat with what meal, whatever. I mean,
All
you
right.
know.
And
We're
you won't
also
wear any
on,
Buckeye stuff. No Buckeye stuff.
Buckeye
section.
stuff.
I only
wear
wear
it.
Buckeye clothes every day of my life.
Except for after they lose,
Except
you wear
after
black
we lose,
with that
I'll
with no
2 days,
logos.
We're black, yes, correct. But I only wear Buckeye clothes. That's all my wardrobe is.
I forgot about
Without
that.
Buckeye clothes, I have no wardrobe.
Well, it's funny because you can find this episode on the Big Ten Network. Just Google search them.
Does your girlfriend actually? Does she ever question that? Does she ever say, "Can you not wear something Buckeye"?
She's never asked me. Have you ever questioned that, Shelley? No.
And now even the undies are going to be.
No, she has bigger battles to fight.
Yes, she does.
She picks and chooses. her
This
battle.
consumes so much of your life. She's like, let him have it,
Let
and
him
then
have
she's
that.
over there shopping on Amazon, doing her own
I got
thing.
something else.
Listen, my girlfriend is a very cool person. She's very cool. I can't believe she's still with me, but I'm glad she is.
Yeah, we all lost on that bet.
I'm sure you did. Listen, everybody thought one of the two of us would kill each other on a 13-day road trip.
We all lost money on that one.
We spent 13 days in a row in the car together. At least.
In fact, I think Shelly's so smart that she took the over and cashed in on all of it. That's how smart I
She
think
did.
she is.
She did. She cashed in. She won.
Yeah. Before it's all said and done.
Good Lord.
No, it's nice. You two make a nice couple.
I mean, she and I, you understand, we went on a 13-day road trip to Oregon, to wine country, and we spent 3 days in wine country, went to 5 distilleries a day. I'm going to think of bourbon. 5 wineries a day in wine country, and then carted back 9 cases of wine. We had to, every day, had to take it out of the car and lug it into the hotel, 3 or 4 different trips, because it was too hot in the car. We had to bring it in every day, and then every morning had to lug it back out into the car and drove another 500-600 miles and lug it out and lug it in. And then 2 days after I got back here, my car broke down, transmission went. I had to spend $4,000 so I could have it ready for tailgating next week.
Oh, so it's back?
No, it's back.
The beast is back?
The beast is back for another
Beast is
season.
back. You spent the $4,000 to fix it?
I did.
As opposed to just tossing it and
Oh,
getting something
how
new?
am I gonna car that quick for $4,000 for tailgating?
Just buy a new car or lease a new car or something. I don't know. Just what normal people do when their car dies and they don't want to spend $4,000 to fix it.
Well, it's gonna cost me more than $4,000 for a new car, and plus used cars are out of control right now.
Buy a bus.
Used cars right now.
You be that guy.
You can't find a used car anywhere. And it's unbelievable how
He's right.
find a used car right now.
You're right. Okay.
And you know what you got after you fix
It's
it,
just
right?
easier to say you're right. It's just easier.
You gotta be saying that more often because I am right all the time.
Not all
Or
the
you say, you're not wrong.
time. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. But you're not always right.
That's a distinction without a whatever. I'm not right in the head. I admit that.
Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for the Bluegrass. This
Very
is
good.
like I said, I think it bottles 177 and 178. The Bluegrass, which we got a big taste of. Only John Whitney and I. Did you have some of the?
No, I'm going to have
this.
Splash.
Is really good.
Just hold on to this.
I was wondering
We
what
need to
this
get
was.
in Ohio.
Why this was so sweet.
You can't buy Bluegrass in Ohio. They don't make enough of it to
no,
sell
that's
in
what I'm
Ohio.
saying. We
This
need
was
to
so
get it.
sweet. This has got a nice hint of chocolate and some other things going on.
You can't find that in Ohio either.
Yeah, this
Because
is really
they don't
good,
make
you
enough,
know.
according to our stupid rules, they don't make enough bourbon right now to have it shipped into Ohio.
So this is chocolate, and there was a little bit of
good.
spice into it. Is there pepper in this? Is it a
cinnamon
little
in it.
peppery?
After the first one,
Yeah,
like-
I know. Yeah, it's
Now I
good.
just got another bourbon in. I almost brought today. It's from Arkansas. It's made with chocolate malt, and you can taste the chocolate in it. I forget the name of it. What was the name of that place?
I
It
can
was-
taste the chocolate in this.
Yes,
Yeah.
but another one. These actually, it's more chocolate.
Wait, and is this Reservoir Dogs? Nobody, or what is that?
Looks
Or,
like there was Reservoir Dogs, yeah.
like specifically, or just
just kinda-
homage
kinda-
to?
It kind of looks like that.
Kind of
Yeah,
paying
it
a
is.
little
No,
homage to
well,
it,
there's
maybe.
like the dudes in the black.
It's
and
dark.
the tie,
It's
yeah.
dark, right? They're in
Yeah.
dark suits. I get it.
I have a single barrel of that at home too.
Yeah,
It's good.
You have a lot of good whiskey at your house. Who's gonna get that when you die?
Well, since my one attorney stopped practicing law as of today, it looks like your neighbor, who'll be my attorney of record in my.
That's not what I asked. I said, who's gonna get your whiskey when you
I
die?
split it. You get. I mean, who gets some in my current will there, Johnny? You remember?
There are 3 or 4 days. Boo Boo, Mattis.
Dino gets some. Man,
I don't hear my name.
yeah, you get some.
Am I in there?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I got to give you something when I die.
He's
if
there.
I die before you,
The Spider-Man.
huh?
Spider-Man.
If.
What? What do you mean if?
You're older than me. You're supposed to be dying before me.
No.
You smoke cigarettes. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life.
Yep.
Your blood pressure's got to be fucking through the
Oh no, my
roof.
blood
though.
pressure is always on the low side of normal. I get a physical every year because I don't keep it in. I let it out. My blood pressure is always on the low side of normal because I
glad
have
to
nothing
hear
to
that.
keep in. If I get pissed off, people know about it.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I have a
Physically,
physical-
as they say, you're sound as a pound.
No.
No.
I've gained some weight. I got to lose some weight because COVID. Listen, I drink every day the ends and wine now because of COVID. I mean, I tell the story. my girlfriend Shelly and I, the first month of COVID, so April of 2020, there's 30 days of April, we drank 28 bottles of wine. That didn't count the 4 or 5 bottles of bourbon I drank on top of the 28 bottles of wine, but it was a big drinking month. And it hasn't stopped. It's a problem.
Yeah, we all bent the elbow a little more excessively.
And we're still bending it because idiots won't get vaccinated.
No, see, I'm not. I've actually cut back.
Well, that's your problem, not mine.
No, it's not a problem. I'm just saying I've actually cut back. But I still drink it every
good.
day. I just don't drink as much of it every day.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, this is really good.
It's really good, really good.
Excellent.
So thank you for bringing the bottles.
Corsair.
Thank you for being you. Honestly, if you weren't you, then that would be yet another reason not to have you on the podcast. But I'll close with like I always close. You're a dear friend, and we joke, and I do. The arguments that we have back and forth are legitimate and serious. I do think you're certified nuts.
I understand
But-
that. You're not the only one.
Yeah, but in some messed up way, it's kind of endearing.
It's a beautiful thing, Dino. It's a
Kind of
beautiful
endearing. All right, so we'll wrap it up. Hansberry, a quick reminder of everybody to do what they got to do in order to, if they like this and maybe want to check out other podcasts
I kind of did that about
as well.
8 minutes ago.
Round 2.
But whiskeybusinesspod.com, evergreenpodcasts.com. Subscribe on your favorite podcasting app. Rate and review us, please. That helps so much. Also, just share it. Word of mouth is humongous for us. Go back, find your favorite episodes, and just you can pretty much every platform you can share your the individual episodes, and people will get a kick out of that. Especially, this is going to drop right after Labor Day. I was going to say, you listen to it on your road trip. You're going to be back.
Yeah.
You're going to be hungover
Yeah,
from the road
hungover,
trip.
you
You're
want
going to need
something
something to
to
hang out.
listen to or watch.
Maybe on the trip back.
Road
Here you
trip,
go.
road trip.
People are going to be traveling. Traveling
It's
is
Labor Day.
is up for Labor Day weekend.
Oh, is
a lot of people are going to hit.
They're
the
going
road.
to COVID centrals?
Yes, they're going.
Instagram,
they're going to all the
Facebook.
they're going to all the
I'm sure
Twitter
not many people
spots.
going to New Orleans, though.
Probably not. No, not right now.
Also engage with us. When we're on Facebook or Instagram, shoot us some lines.
Yeah,
We're easy going and
or
we'd
on our
love to
website,
chit chat with you.
Whiskey Business Podcast.
Suggestions for bottles would be a good thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, we are.
We have a
getting
lot
up
of
there.
fun talking to you guys out there. And again, we appreciate anyone and everyone who voted for
You gonna give me my 200th bottle?
us for the
When
podcast
is it?
awards.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want you on the
Thank
podcast.
you.
What do you want me on the podcast?
No.
For 200 bottles, that's
will you give me
we
this
talk about
podcast
bourbon.
award,
Will you give me
guys.
the 200th bottle?
Well, when's that going to be?
I don't know. We're just the 178. We're getting closer. We're getting up there by maybe
28
sometime
weeks.
in 2022.
Well, I'm going to Kentucky again.
22,
I was
20,
supposed to
I
take a
don't
3-day trip with my neighbor, but then he bought a house, so he had to cancel the trip. So I'm going on the third Wednesday of November on purpose because I don't go back to the club anymore because those are idiots. But so I'm going back to Kentucky and I'll get some stuff down there, and one of them will be your
Now,
bottle.
would you just generously give us? A
Yes, I'll
200th
buy you a bottle. I'll buy
we
you a
don't
bottle.
want you on the podcast.
I understand that. Cork soaker.
This has been like a 5-year running gag payoff just to get a really good bottle of whiskey for our 200th
I'm in for
bottle.
the long con.
Yeah,
I
it's
go.
good.
I go the long con, not
great.
the short one.
Keep it up, Shelly. Only 2 more years.
Oh, she'll kill me by then.
Whiskey Business is a Never the Luck production, obviously, which can't be done without the considerable talents of Greg Hansberry on the audio side, John Whitney on the video side.
This is a fucking shit show.
You just can't wrap it up.
Our thanks and apologies to the Evergreen Podcast Network. Did you really know what you were doing when you said we'd like to partner up with you guys? I don't think so, but we appreciate the fact that you did. And I am your host, Dino Tripodis. Until the next bottle. See ya.